And we're live.
And you're live. I can see it. Awesome.
Give it a moment for the live to pop up on the Facebook feed. There we are. So today I'm joined by Nurhan. How do I say your last name?
Kagit.
Kajit. It's so funny. I would say Kajit or Kajit. Actually, I'd
That's
probably say
okay.
Kajit.
Either way sounds great.
I pronounce words as I see them. One of my friends try to tell me how to pronounce her name, and I was like, best of luck with that. Pronunciation is not my strong point. You're
Okay.
going to be a while correcting my words. So we're here today. One second, I'll just see if I can share this. And then we'll get started. We're both here live from Florida. As you can see, Nurhan has her beautiful background, which is real, by the way. It's not a Photoshop. That is really her background. Right, Nurhan?
It is, yes. Beautiful Florida, sunny, our sunny state.
Our really hot state right now.
It is, yes, it
Oh my
is.
God.
But I can't wait for the summer to go over, actually, be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I love Florida, I really do. I'm very grateful for Florida. And come August, September, it gets so hot here.
First of all, I want to thank you to create this live video, Amy. I was
Oh,
thinking today that I started with when I started with Access, actually, all the first ones, my first bars, my first live is with you.
oh, I love that. I'm like your first for everything. I love that. That makes me
I
so
love
happy.
it, yes.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said you'd never done a live before. I was like, I feel like that's something you would do. Because
Yeah.
you're so creative and you're so always, making graphics and
Oh,
stuff
thank
like
you.
that. So well, so this I got Nurhan here today because we want to talk about the foundation class and just kind of give share some stories and our stories of how we got to this foundation class. And so the foundation is one of the core classes of Access Consciousness. It comes after you've taken the bars class. You can take the foundation class, and it's a 4-day class. And it's, for some people it's a big class to take, right? It's not cheap, and it's an investment in you and your future. So I kind of really wanted to get Nurhan here today. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Like the bull is coming through the house, making lots of noise and leaving again. So we call my husband, his mother calls him the bull in the china shop. So anyway, I kind of wanted to get you here today, Naren, because I know you took your first foundation, a couple of years ago?
Yes, it was actually last year. It was
Oh,
beginning of last year. So yeah. After I got my first bars class with you, and then I fulfilled to be a bars facilitator. I was always hearing great stuff about the foundation. Back then, it was for me also expensive, class. It's a big class, but it's actually not. When you it depends what expensive is for you. Back then it was, but now it is not. Whatever you get from the class, my personal opinion is you get more what you're paying actually, and it's also from the class. For me, it was whatever you ask or whatever you want to get from the class, even we do bars class or there are other classes, we are always being asked what are you expecting from this class, what are you asking for, what are you expecting from the class to as a change, for yourself, what is your ask that you can get receive. So my first one actually was, it's very interesting, I was thinking yesterday, what made me choose that class. And when I was reading all these testimonials or great outcomes, like I heard so much good things about the MTBSS body process back then, and it was like a magical body work. Whatever it did on people, even they were like about to die, there was no anything the doctors could do, and whoever was involved with access and knew the body process, the MTBSS, it's like they worked on it, and the patient got much better and better and greater, and I was like, wow, I have to know that body process. I wasn't interested in anything in foundation back then, but also, I mean, I was, of course, but the main reason for me was the MTVSS body process. That's the only reason I went to the class. And I was very lucky, I had one-on-one foundation. There was nobody else. And so I could ask everything, and it was like one-on-one. My friend did it for me, the foundation class, which I had to travel. Anyway, so out of the class, I learned lots of body processes from the foundation. Lots of change happened back then. I didn't know what changed. You don't know right at that moment, but it affects your life after and after, which gave me all this space and I'm short sometimes with words, so it gave me all this space and undefined change. I couldn't define it, what it was. But I felt so like light, and like whatever worst could happen wouldn't affect me. That's how I was feeling back then. And it took me a year. And then this year, I took another life class, which was to fulfill my prerequisite, and also, to take from another facilitator. And I saw the difference. It is not the facilitator actually. I mean, all the facilitators are great; they're amazing. Whatever creates the class, I think it's yourself. And together with all the other participants. And it's so interesting that whoever comes to the class, they asked for it, they created it, and they have something in common. So whoever asks a question contributes to everyone, or whatever you ask contributes to everyone. So it's like a change for all of the participants in general, and it's like amazing. My second one was like phenomenal. I was more conscious then. I knew, I said I have other asked, when I was joining the class, I said, I want to change my life, the way I'm working, the way, I mean, nothing bad with work or living, but, you I was looking for more, to seeking my better, because there's a question in access, it's one of the tools. How does it get any better than this? I was reading a post today from Dr. Dane here on Facebook, and either it's you have a good one that comes up, or something worse. Always ask, how does it get any better than this? And when you ask it, the better becomes more greater in your life. So it's not like, oh, this is all, that's what I got, that's what I asked, it cannot be get better. That's most people's mindset is, or point of view, I believe.
Amazing. I love that. So can I just go back a bit what you said at the start? And so like for someone, say, who's new, who's never taken the foundation class, like your enthusiasm for the class is amazing, and I get that people get that, and that's what, like, even when you talked to me and I was like, the foundation class changes everything, like, and not in a way that like, oh my God, your whole life is going to be turned upside down, or, but like you said, it's like it like ripples through like this like energetic change through all areas of your life, and it kind of like transforms everything, but like not like a tsunami, more in a like very subtle, energies changing, and maybe like a year later you find, wow, like I'm actually so different to what I was a year ago before I took that class. So it's not always like right away the changes are like immediate, And so one of the things you said at the start, which I'd love to chat a small bit more about, because if somebody's new and they're watching this and they're like, yeah, maybe I've taken the bars, yeah, I'd like to take foundation, but God, it's like, $1,600, or, I think it's like €1,400. That's a lot. I don't have that much money. Like, What got you beyond, because you had that point of view too, like it's too expensive. What got you beyond the point of view where you were using money to stop you? Because money is always a reason to not choose. So whenever
Correct.
someone says is I don't have the money, then that's a reason to not choose what you say you'd like to choose. And we use money to stop ourselves. Like money is the main thing we use as a reason to not have choice. So what got you beyond that?
I mean, I believe back then, of course, I was thinking it's expensive, but no matter what, I will go. That's the stage where you are, you want to have it. You
That
know,
piece right there. Just let's look at that just for a second, because that's the piece. If anybody's watching this, like where Nurhan, you were like, yeah, it's expensive, but I'm having it. I'm choosing it. I don't know when, but I'm having it. So you had that demand in your world, and this is something I try to show people a lot. So I'm glad you're bringing it up, because it's like the same with me. I didn't have the money for the foundation. Actually, for me, I wanted to take the foundation because I wanted to take a 3-day body class, and I needed the foundation as a prereq. So I had like foundation and 3-day body to create all in the space of a couple of months, which was a total beyond for me. Like there was no way I could figure out how I was going to create that money. I was just out of college. I didn't even have a full-time job. And so, but I had that piece that you had, that demand where, yeah, it's a lot of money for me. Yeah, I don't have the money right now. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to get the money, but I'm having it. I made the demand. And that's that piece that I see a lot of people do. They go, "Oh, I don't have the money. When I have the money, I'll take that class." And it's like it doesn't work like that. It doesn't
no,
work like when you get the money. It works like you make the demand that you're having it.
exactly. When you say, oh, once I have the money, once I have my time, I will take this or that, it will never ever happen.
Exactly.
It will never ever happen because I the same way for me. I mean, I had my foundation done and I was looking like very recently, we had the 3-day body class. That's exactly happened to me too. It was again the same almost amount of contribution for the class. And I was so looking forward to it, to the 3-day body class. And I said, I don't know how I'm gonna create it, but I will. I will.
I'm having it.
I
Yeah.
was demanding myself, no matter what it is. I'm choosing the main priority was to go to that class, not money, not time, not anything, because I knew then I can create the money when I ask for it, and I can create the time when I ask for it. When you ask, that's so fine line that most people are you know they don't want to go beyond, but once you go beyond, it's like you do everything. It sounds very easy. It is, just by asking. Yes, just by asking. I said,
And
I don't know what it takes. I'm going to that class, and then people got like, oh, you want to do a bars class? And I did my bars classes. I got the class created already.
well, so it's like what you're saying, it's the ask, and it is, and also what it is too, it's like the demand, right? But it's also where you have to be willing to let go of control and not and try and figure it out. See, most of us, before we get to access and we start getting our bars run, we're so used to functioning from our mind, figuring everything out. And unless I can figure it out, then I can't have it. So most people are like, well, I can't go to that class because I don't have the money. And I'm like, but you're like saying to them, no, ask for it and then make the demand and you will create it. But they're like, but how? But how? Because it's the how. How is your mind? How is trying to figure it out? And your mind is always limited. Your mind can't comprehend that the universe and the universe of possibilities. And one of the things you just said there was like, you made the demand, I'm having that, I'm having the class, whether it's foundation or 3-day body, whatever. You knew whatever it takes, I'm going to have it. I'm not going to let money or time stop me. And you knew from the past when you chose before that everything does get rearranged and time and money are excuses. And then what happened is that because you made that choice and you made the demand that you're having it, you didn't try to figure it out. Things started changing in your life. Like you created a bars class and then more people showed up. And then maybe something else showed up. And then maybe something else showed up. And all these things start showing up as if by magic.
Without effort. you know
Yes.
it's like reverse engineering. That's your goal. You want to take the class. So what will it take for me to take the class? And then you let it be. You don't go to conclusion if I do this, or to um, you
Very
know
good. Yeah.
figure it out. You don't need to figure it out. The universe is
Yeah.
bringing everything together. It serves to you, and you just have to take action. If you have.
Thank you. That piece there is really important too. It's like, yeah, you don't have to figure it out. You just take action. But that's the piece too. You don't sit like, I mean, the universe doesn't come knocking on your door while you're lying on the couch watching Netflix.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you don't have, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard work. And action is required because choice requires action. If you're choosing a class, yeah, there's some action required. You have to register for the class. You may have to book some time off work. You may have to look at, okay, how many more revenue streams can I create this week? What other ways can I receive money? Like
Yeah.
and you took action and you scheduled a bars class. You didn't have a point of view like, oh, all the money needs to come from this bars class, but you
No.
were taking actions every day, different actions. Maybe you advertise, that you're offering sessions, but it's not linear. It's not like, okay, if I do this, I get this, but
No.
action is required with choice.
It's like we always say universe has your back.
Yeah.
That's the trust. I'm demanding this, and I know universe has my back. It doesn't. We don't need to know how it's gonna show up. It will never show up the way we think it will anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why just asking. That's all. And always I ask before the class, if I take this class, will it contribute to me? Yeah, in the beginning, I didn't know how the light and heavy. It doesn't matter. It's like you feel like very excited. That's how I felt with my foundation classes, or that's how I felt with my 3-day body classes. I was like all the molecules, you feel them dancing in your body.
Yeah.
That's it's the right one. And back then I wasn't sure, in the 3-day body class, if I'm gonna make the days, take off, or what. How am I gonna, I have a son, who is gonna take care of him. And then I said, don't worry about it. You will take it, and then whatever. If he comes with you, he comes with you, or whatever. Whoever will contribute will come to you and contribute that time when the time comes.
Yeah.
That's like having your back. That I mean, like the universe has your back. Then.
Yeah.
Just trusting that.
Well, and it's also what you just said there, like when your molecules are vibrating, like when everything in your body is like bubbling, you're going in the right direction. You're following the energy. Because when you follow that energy, then that's what your life gets created from. And so and the universe has your back. Yes. And like that's what I say to people a lot too, because they're like, oh, I don't know, like that. Maybe they have family commitments, time, whatever, all these, priorities in their life. And I say, well, just ask the universe, what would it take to rearrange everything so I can be there with ease? And the universe really does. If I feel like there's all these things I need to do, and then there's stuff that I want to do for me, but I can't do the stuff for me because all of my to-do list, like, relationships, whatever, work, I'll just say, okay, universe, what would it take for you to rearrange everything here so I can have it all with ease? Have it all with ease, and it works out. The universe starts rearranging things, and then before I know it, I'm like, oh, that worked out, and I didn't have to try and figure it out.
Right.
But like you said, you have to ask for it, though. If you don't ask, the universe isn't going to contribute you. Same way, if you don't ask, someone, they're not going to answer you. Like, you've got to ask.
Exactly. But I want to add here as well, what I get actually from people, I know around, when I mention about the foundation, because I have, this year it's going to be my third one. And like people are, some people, some of my friends, they were saying 4 days, isn't it a little bit too long, committing their time for 4 whole days. After when I took the foundation, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go back. After the 4 days, the 4 days went so amazing by. I mean, I'm sure you have more foundation than I did, and the the time really, it's like you are in a different time and space. For me, I was almost crying when I was, and when the class ended, I said, I don't want to go back into the reality. It's like, um, it's such a magical space there, and it doesn't stop there actually. That's what the great part is. Whatever you go through in foundation, you go through all the aspects in your life, first of all.
Yeah, can we touch on that for a second? So if anybody's watching this, because I know that's a question that comes up too a lot. People are like, "Oh, what is this class? Like, what's it about? What do you do in it? And like some it's hard to put it into words. And we can also touch on what we do cover in the foundation class is a lot of energetic clearings, a lot of clearings, clearing the limit. It's basically like clearing the limitations that you've created in your life up until now, and then getting that out of the way, and then creating the platform, to create what you would like to create. So we do a lot around, clearing stuff around your family, around relationships, business, money, bodies, with the art, entities. Yes,
Entities
we do a lot
and
around entities.
business, so many, whatever you live in your life, basically everything. That's why it calls, you want to, we will shatter your, your
What are the limitations of your reality?
foundations and create a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's so interesting as well, because yeah, you're right. Like it's not like 4 days. It's more like you're in a different world, and then you're like, oh, okay, and then like you're like, okay, now what would I like to create? Like it's just like it's a
yeah,
total.
all these clearings, you have so much big space. It happened to me not the first time, but the second time. I didn't know what to do with all the space. I didn't know where to go or where to start or what to choose now. And it you get adjusted, slowly and very smoothly actually. And every time you ask for anything, and you see that you are the creator of your life, basically, after
Yeah,
this class. Before, I was thinking something else was affecting, my life. It wasn't me in control. But once you take this foundation and all the clearings, whatever you had in your life, right? It's like you get in, to the driver's seat and you start driving your life.
well,
You're
you
not.
commit. Yeah, you
Yes.
commit. You're like that's a great analogy, Nurhan. Like you become the driver. Like
Yeah.
before, that's so good. Actually, I remember saying that too after my first foundation, being like, okay, before now, I felt like I was a passenger in my own life, and somebody else was driving the car. Like I was a passenger in my life, and after the foundation, it was like I am actually now the driver. I'm the one driving this ship. It's a spaceship. Actually, I'm driving the spaceship. And that is a great analogy because so much of our life before is done from unconsciousness, and we're not actually present in our life, and like we're making these choices from um, expectations or what we should be doing rather than actually what would I like to choose. One of the things you just said there too that I want to just tap into was you said about after the class you had all the space and you were like what, and I think that's the space where now you get to create your life because you don't have the past dictating your life anymore. You don't have the past weighing you down. You're not trying to like bring all this past and try and undo it or repeating it. So you have this space. And now from that space, it's like, okay, what would I like to create now? Like that's the space of anything's possible. What am I asking for? And one of the things I notice is when people come for bar sessions, new people, they've never had their bars run. Afterwards, they're like, the bars is similar and it creates that space and it's undoing the past and it creates this space. Obviously, one bar session isn't quite the same effect as a 4-day foundation class, but it is a similar energy in that we're creating this space. And a lot of people go to after their first bar session, I don't feel any different. And it's really interesting because it's like actually the bars isn't about feelings, it's about deleting your feelings. So you
Yes.
actually less feelings and more space. And some people who are very new, they're like, I don't, they're like, they can't understand it. Like similar for me, my first bar session created so much space for me, but I had no idea what space was. And I had no idea what to do with space. But that's what you're talking about. You're like, when you get that space, that question of what else is possible, what can I create, what would I like to ask for, that's when everything starts like
Exactly. Just questions, just questions. With the bars, yeah, exact. But I think my point of view about, when you start, okay, you take your bars classes or sessions, whatever, but it's like only about your points of view, your considerations, your thoughts, whatever it's holding you back. That's what it clears. And then foundation is about your life, and then
Mm,
next class it's bigger and bigger, and your universe it expands more each and every time. So
I
I,
love that.
I'm so grateful that I found you and found access and all the other amazing facilitators I get to work with, and I'm still working with. It's like I cannot enough recommend to take the foundation class. There are so many facilitators, amazing, all over the world, over
Mhm.
170 countries. They are doing online classes thanks to COVID. People they can do it from your home. Like your class gonna be live in beautiful Delray
Urban
downtown,
Beach.
and also
Yeah.
online they can take it too. From the
Yeah.
comfort of their home, because I experienced both of them. And then people were asking me, what is the difference? Isn't it like online? Shouldn't you be in the class? Isn't it better? It has nothing to do with be in the class. Even from online, you get the energetic contribution from everyone. You are very comfortable, or you can be in class. If you are local, we wear masks like we did in previous class. We wear masks, sanitize everything. If you have a fear or anything, which we will destroy as well,
Yeah.
and then in the class. So just it's not enough. I can recommend. Actually, it made a huge change. Even the change I wasn't aware of. Which was holding me back behind in my subconscious mind. I wasn't aware that something was holding me back, which got released with the foundation class.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
So
know
much
you
changes.
don't have to have like difficult situation with work, with life, with relationship or anything. Even your life looks perfect, it's a great reason to take it, to make it more better.
Yeah. I love it. Cause yeah, because we're infinite beings. So there's always more, it's always possible.
Exactly.
And just we'll wrap it up now, but also I just wanted to touch on for anyone so we have the foundation coming up this week in Delray Beach. We have a beautiful hotel in downtown Delray, like you said, surrounded by gorgeous restaurants, and we have a big spacious room, lots of space, and beautiful light coming in, and big windows. I love windows and light. And
Mm.
so that starts on Friday. So we got 4 days, Friday to Monday. And then it's also online. So you can also um, take the class online through Zoom as well. So you will Zoom you in to the room if you want to stay in the comfort of your own home, or if you're outside of Florida. And also, I just wanted to touch on there because, I'll probably send this video too to some of the girls that are coming to this class. And one of the things that people aren't aware of sometimes as well, and you kind of touched on it at the start, Nara, and you said that, when you chose this class, like everything in your life started changing before you got to the class. So sometimes, actually, a lot of the time when we choose these classes or choose whatever, our life starts changing before the class. So sometimes that is like, like your financial reality maybe starts changing, and sometimes stuff in your body may come up too, even intensities. You may start to feel weird, or other stuff can come up, and just know that your body is getting ready for a big energetic class clearing change, and to be gentle with yourself. I always encourage people to get your bars run before the class too, like maybe the week in running up to the class. If you find yourself getting intense, or maybe getting irritated at home, or your husband's frustrating you, like you feel like, a lot of stuff, like you're overwhelmed or anything like that, like just be aware you're getting ready for a big change and a big class. And sometimes our body is getting ready too. And it's like, oh, great, we're going to go to this class. We're going to clear all this lifetime of crap,
Exactly.
So please, be aware of that, and be gentle with yourself, and be kind to yourself. And, maybe call your friend, call a facilitator, call me if you want. I'm always available to chat, and Nurhan's always available. And get out in nature as well, and just give yourself that space, and know that also, you're creating a lot of change by choosing this too. So that works before the class, through the class, and after the class.
After the class, yes.
Because time is not real.
Right.
So thanks so much, Nurhan, for joining me.
It was a pleasure. It wasn't that scared that so
no, you're actually a real natural. So you need to do more Facebook Live.
Nurhan. I wasn't much into it, but but you, as I said, it's all the first I do. I love it.
I'll do some more first next weekend in the foundation. I'll see how many more firsts I can get you into.
Yes, yes. What else can we create, right?
And so Nurhan, just to let people know if they're watching, you're from Europe. Where in Europe again?
I'm from Germany. I was born and grown up there, and my background, my family is from Turkey. So any Turkish friends, people who want to come, I'm happy to help and assist, and they can give me a call. They can reach me through Facebook, Nurhan Kagit, and I will share as well whatever is required, whatever questions you have, and happy to help here. And
so there we go. There's Nurhan's name, Nurhan Kagit. Kagit. And so you speak German and Turkish?
I speak German, Turkish, and English.
And English. So Nurhan, just for anyone who's watching who is Turkish or German, who would like a class in those languages, she is local in South Florida. She does teach bars classes in Turkish and German. So if you're living locally and you're watching this video, go to the Access Consciousness website, look up facilitators in South Florida. She's there, or contact her on Facebook. And you do sometimes. You have lots of Turkish friends who've taken the bar.
I do. I have a Turkish friends group, and some of them they took their bars class. Some of them are interested but scared due to COVID. And I'm still saying, just ask your body. Will this class contribute to me? And don't get out of fear. Fear is a distractor implant.
Yeah.
So it holds you back. So if it's light for you, just go for it. We have masks and we have sanitizers and all to protect you. And there's lots of space everywhere. And
and we can even do classes outside here. We can do classes at the park.
Exactly.
So amazing. Thank you so much, Nurhan, for joining me. This was so much fun. Thanks everyone for watching. And if the link to the foundation this weekend is in the comments if you want to check it out.